We're gonna pause because we're gonna get.
I pledge of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome, everyone. We've got an agenda before us. Can I get a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll second that motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Set of bills?
All good. I think all our questions are answered. I'd make the motion that we approve the bills.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And one set of minutes from August 10th, 2026. So the chance to go through those.
Okay.
I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of August 26th, August 10th of 2026.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. With that, we'll move right into our business. First thing on is review courthouse addition remodel, other county buildings. And then we'll talk about an electrical issue with the fairgrounds.
I just minimize your screen. That what I do here?
Yeah, or do we need to share?
Sure, probably. I just need to get into my email so I can pull up the plan.
I think we got first and then. Yeah, my eyes were.
I love it.
If we just slide it over maybe. And then we can do it that. They've updated Zoom. I had to do it up to 8 today or else it wouldn't let me in, and so now all the things have changed inside. Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about front stairs on the building. And I have a plan here. Oops.
And once you get it up there, then I can share screen.
Okay, so we tried. Okay, so,
Just the mouse.
okay, so, we're in the very beginning planning stages of these front steps of the courthouse. What our idea and our plan is,
Give me a second. Share. Oh, well. It usually would pop up the different windows I could share, so continue on. We were just going with it. Sorry, people. And now it won't bring it back up. Randy, I'm sorry.
you're fine, you see it.
Okay. Try to accommodate and we can't.
All right, we're gonna turn that off and then we're gonna come back here. Okay. Front steps. Okay, so what our proposed plan is, we need to remove the landing here on the top. And we're gonna jackhammer out the steps because 85 years of salt is just deteriorating to the point that they are not holding up. We tried that Band-Aid fix we put on it, but they're just crumbling out. We're gonna jackhammer all that out. And we're gonna remove these retaining walls to that point, that one on that point, and all of the cement other than where the monument is. And then we're just gonna replace every bit of that with all brand new concrete. So we have some stamped concrete in some areas where it aren't highly trafficked to kind of match the monument. We're gonna replace all the light poles. There's one here, one there, and then we're gonna add another one to mirror this one on this side. we're currently underneath the stairs. There's a little space under the steps that's full of mold and we're gonna just fill full ground, pack it in tight, eliminate that little crawl space, so. Anyway, so I guess what I'm asking is if this is the plan, you wanna go forward, then I can send it out to bid. Or if there's more that you would like to discuss. I guess we needed actually to talk about how we want these stairs to operate. I mean, they're a huge liability. I mean, they are. Somebody falls on them every year. So an option is that we can close them every winter. And then open them every spring because of the danger. Or we can put a boiler system in there and put heat inside those stairs so they always melt off. Problem is if it snows on Friday night or Saturday night and the snow does not get off the very next morning, it will turn to solid ice. And it takes days of ice, salt mix and all that stuff to try to break it loose. So it's, the liability is huge in the wintertime on those stairs. That's why we even put stairs on the back of this thing. So, but anyway, so I guess we needed to understand how you'd like those stairs to operate in the future. And then we can build accordingly.
Well, you got, number one, you gotta have the stairs, cause you gotta get to the door.
Oh, yeah, the stairs will always
Doors have
be
been,
there.
the stairs have been there for 85 years,
Uh-huh.
so, you know, we replace them. A little nicer concrete than they had 85 years ago. I don't anticipate that they crumble and fall apart on us like these have
No.
after 80 some years. Do we heat them? I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, you two are sitting right here. What do you?
I don't like the option of shutting them down for the winter. That doesn't
Yeah,
hardly
that-
make sense.
Then there's really no
Yeah.
sense in having a front door to the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, mainly historical reasons, we've maintained the historic.
We don't have a, what's our heating system now?
There's nothing up there.
No, I mean, in the building. We'd have to put a boiler in just for the stairs.
Yeah, it's its own little boiler unit that just operates when there's moisture sense on it. It's designed for concrete.
Yeah,
It's designed to melt off driveways and stuff like that. So when it senses that moisture at a certain cold temperature, it turns.
and that's gonna be more efficient than putting an electrical mat in it.
Oh, yes, very much. So. I mean, if you wanna keep them safe, that's my biggest suggestion.
What about doing more handrails?
It'll be-
We've got the handrails on the side, but up the middle.
There is one up the middle currently. People fall. I mean, it's just, that's the nature of the
And
game.
people are gonna fall, you know, I fall whether it's slick or not once in a while, you
Yeah.
know?
But if we've done all our avenues to prevent
Yeah.
that, then we're better off in court when it happens. We'll let the attorney answer that question, but if there's ice on there because we couldn't get it off quick enough, I mean, that's on us. So this isn't a way just to avoid that, so I would, maybe we just get a bid to see how much.
I was gonna say, let's see what it's gonna cost to put the piping in, boiler system. I mean, I imagine you're talking $50,000 to $100,000, do you think?
Oh, no way. I'm talking 5
Seriously?
to 10 maybe.
That's all it is, man.
No,
It's not
that
that
would
much.
surprise me if that's what it's
You
at.
can do a whole house for under 20, so, and this is a smaller area, so. I think that would be, and that's the heat home.
And that's a boiler too.
They look like those little hot water heaters.
Little on-demand hot water heater.
That sit on the wall. It's a glycol system, it's all interloop. We'll get a bid on it.
Yeah.
Definitely get a bid.
Yeah, let's see what the bid.
But it would run 24/7.
No,
This,
the
it
sensor
just,
only runs when there's moisture and the temperature's so low.
So
Moisture has to be present and the temperature's got to
the
be low.
concern about the storm on the weekend isn't a concern because it's gonna heat up and melt it off, right?
Yeah, it'll just take care. It'll always be clear. Anytime, it'll always be clear. You don't have to ever shovel them again.
well, if it's in that price range you're talking
So,
about.
so is it, I mean, we're talking about stairs, right?
Just the stairs, yes.
So when you're bidding that, bid it for not only just the stairs, but bid it for the landings that we're replacing.
Yes, the top landing, the middle landing, the stairs themselves, and let's do the landing just out in front of the stairs, so when you step off, that's
Right.
all clear.
That's good.
And then we can pile the snow from the rest of the way out.
Right.
So.
Right.
If that's something you'd like to do,
Let's see what that's gonna
yes,
cost.
let's see what it's gonna cost. I mean, it's just to protect us down the road. Now's the time to do it, hard to add later. See?
Hard is not the word.
So if that's, that's what, you guys like this, approve it,
Yeah.
pretty much going right back the same way it looks. Maintain historical value, we can make the rails meet code. So they're safer, but they'll look just like we have around the generator. Really nice pickup rail. It looks nice, so.
Yeah.
I'll still, any questions on
Any gargoyles on the side or anything?
that?
No?
Put them up on top.
Yeah, fun.
Okay, yeah, that's all I had about the buildings, so. Any other questions about buildings?
I've got one.
Yes,
The memorial, we talked a little bit about any luck finding a stonemason to come and fix.
they're fixed.
They are.
Yep, he fixed it like 2 days after you called me,
Oh,
he showed up. finally.
Awesome. I haven't been able to check
Yep,
in. so,
yep, he
okay.
fixed it, so.
Thank you for getting that.
Question, maybe Cody help answer this out. The covering on the floor at the event center, all weeks used, how did that turn out?
It was there.
It served its purpose.
That didn't sound too positive.
Yeah, the floor was protected. Was a bit of a tripping hazard at times, but we got some stuff around the edges that helped.
Was the duct tape something you guys added, or was that how it comes?
So I talked to the manufacturer because they sent Velcro to hook it all together.
Yeah,
Didn't stick very good at all. So I talked to the manufacturer, complained about it, and he says that it's, because it's a new product, the fibers aren't loose. After you use it for a while, they'll do better. And I said, let's just put Gorilla Tape on it. That way, when we pull it off, that will pull those fibers up.
Mhm.
So now the Velcro should stick right now. So that was a plan to fix it, so.
and it worked. pretty good, huh?
And I talked to Landon, we gotta lay it out different next time. We gotta start from the front and go back.
Hmm.
So there's not the roll off the edge of that floor. So it's right on the edge of that floor, so people can see that little trip hazard right there. So, we learned, use it, we learned, now we got.
I walked around on a couple times and I thought it looked.
Yeah.
Like they held up.
It protected the floor for sure.
Yeah, did pretty good. There for a while, looked like it was, oops,
Mhm.
but I thought it was working pretty good from what I saw. Okay.
Okay. Nothing else on buildings? Come on up, Matt, let's talk about the next state of in. State your name for the record, please.
Matt Haslam, with Preston Electric. I've been fortunate to be able to do all the electrical over at the fairgrounds and the rodeo grounds the last several years. This year, we got the grass area done, which helped make things look nice over there. But as I was over there during the nights and the evenings,
Every day.
every day, I started noticing there's not adequate enough light around certain areas as people are walking around, getting tripping hazards with all the running into people, the vendors weren't shining up and whatnot. So as I've done it, I've kind of written up an estimate to, well, first thing, the indoor arena. It has outside lights on it. They don't work. Now, whether that was from several years ago when the wiring was redone, never got hooked up, that's what it looks like. So I propose that we get the outdoor lights on it going, which would be on the north and the south end, which will help walking around the bathroom on the south end and just walking up and seeing all the livestock on the north end of it.
There's not a light centered on that building on the north end, is there?
It is down low. But as we were looking into it before, it had no power to it, so that's why it never came on, and it was an old light. The light bulb had burned out anyway, so it needed time to be replaced.
So would you move that
I
up?
would move it up a lot higher to where we could do it above. And then also on the north and south sides, there are fans, exhaust fans that are meant to turn on to help pull the air out of it.
Heat out of it.
And they don't have power to them either. So that was part of doing the indoors, getting the lights to work on the outside of it and those two fans on the inside to help exhaust the hot air as people are in there looking at the livestock contests and all that. The other one was over by the pavilion. There are 3 lights that get put up every year, taken down every year on the pavilion to help shine on where the vendors were. They would only get to the first tent. The light was not after that
When
anymore.
you say pavilion, what are you talking about?
The
then?
pavilion that's on the east side of
Fairly
Robbins
nice.
Building,
Oh, fairly, yeah,
that little pavilion there. I'm not saying that we should remove those lights. I'm just saying bring them down, put them underneath the eave. So then we don't have to take them up and down every year for snow sliding off the pavilion or whatever, like they were in the past. But while we do that, on the south end of the rodeo arena, where the ticket booth is, and the rest of the vendors is putting up 4 lights. Some RAB, I just priced up some RAB XL or some X34 larges, which are, 14,000 to 21,000 lumens. Definitely could probably help me, but I think that's which will give you plenty of light up that high to shine out over where the vendors are. At one time, I was only gonna put 3 up, and then between Zach and Cody, we decided to put a 4th one up because there's no light shining over towards the bathrooms over there on the
The
southeast side.
The city bathroom.
Yeah. And so as I talked with them, this is why I wrote the proposal, and I believe each one of you should have one. And just make it safer for people over there and enjoy the fair and rodeo a little bit more.
So on the south end of the arena, that's gonna require a cement base and a pole
No,
Mounted to the,
mounted to the arena.
yeah,
Oh,
to the arena about, the newsstands, they have where they protrude over
Mhm.
the supports. There's a big thing underneath that. That's about 22 feet up in the air, mounting them right to that. No new poles, just a little bit more conduit.
Would it be similar to the four lights you got on the grass area? Would it be similar to
Those,
that?
they'll be close to that same amount of light to it, but they will be a little, instead of oblong and long, they'll be turned the other way. So. But that was some things that I saw.
some of the things we had talked about, I don't know if they're part of this, in the indoor arena, we talked about separating out the circuits to have 3.
Yes, yep, and I forgot to write that on there while we were running the light, new wire to the north end, is we'd add another outlet to the north end. Just because the outlets there, you have an east and a west side. And between the rodeo and the fair and whatnot, it was always tripping the breaker because they were plugging a lot of stuff in, thinking they had enough power, but they just didn't.
And the rodeo had asked to have a little bit more, or one more circuit in there.
They do their cowboy hospitality and they
Yes.
got cookers plugged in.
Yeah.
More of them.
Yeah, and instead of having to run extension cords from the whatever side they're not using to the other side, we just add another circuit down on that north end for them. So. But that's what I have. I'll leave it in you guys' ballpark to.
Well,
Want to do anything?
the bid to complete this electrical work is $7,781. I would look at Camille and say, is that still in the budget over there? To be able to finish it?
I would need to review it, but
Okay.
at this point in my memory, I'd say yes, that's reasonable.
Give us a chance to review. Make sure that we have the budget.
Yep, I just wanted to get this going now instead of the week before
Right.
rodeo.
Well, yeah, now's the time.
Yeah. So that's for you.
Any questions?
No.
Yeah.
I say, thanks for the ideas, and I think if we can do this stuff, it'll make. Like you say, safer and just more lit up, and just, I think it's the right thing to do. And make it so we don't trip a bunch of victors inside the indoor arena, all good stuff.
And any way we can get air moving in that indoors, it could.
Yeah, I sat in it, one day while I was over there, and even though it was nice and raining outside, it was hot and muggy and miserable on the
Because you
inside.
can't exhaust it.
Yeah,
I wonder if those fans still work even. I wonder if that's why they disconnected them because they weren't working.
before we do that,
You-
we'll, lack of a better word, scab them over and try and make sure they work beforehand. And then we know where we gotta go with them from there.
Should we put that on our agenda for the next
Yes.
meeting and make it an action item? Okay, thanks.
So,
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks, Matt. Anything else for Randy?
I guess along the lines of like buildings and that sort of thing, Cody's here, but like. Do we have any from a fair update in terms of buildings and any issues that came up?
Yeah, let's talk about
Can we talk about that?
Come on up, Cody. As long as we're talking about county buildings,
Yep.
we can slide those in. State your name for the record.
Cody Trotwood.
Okay, go ahead and start asking the
Questions you
questions.
had?
Well, I said, the fair, obviously, I think it went really well. It was our first go at it with our new buildings. We had a couple new livestock buildings at the event center. We had the new grass arena. What kind of issues did we have? Before that, good job, and good job to the fair board, and great job to everybody who was part of the fair.
And I want to add, I heard nothing but positive comments for the solid week and after. I had a lot of positive comments.
Really good.
When the new barns, we had some power issues. Some water got down into some of the boxes. Matt was there, helped us get through all those. Some of the problems we found was the exhibitors blowers are older than probably all of us in the room. Pulling more amps and that was stripping everything out. But got all those taken care of with Matt. There wasn't any other power issues that you dealt with.
There was the vendors. I heard maybe there was some
Vendors, we had a
grass
few,
area.
yeah, just, fine tuning things. Some breakers got shut off and on, and we got all those boxes locked up. Would like to see, and I was talking to Zach, I'm gonna apply for some grants, would like to see some more 220 power along the south side. We had to put a couple of our bigger trailers over by the show barn, the bathrooms. I mean, you guys were there, you saw it. We can get some more there, but there's grants out there. We're gonna apply for those, try to do that way. But maybe a light down on that south end. We have the two up on the north end, the northeast and northwest. But you get one down on the south end just to help light that up. It gets kind of dark further out towards the road. But
I've never seen so many food vendors at a fair.
that was the most we've ever brought in.
That was crazy. Do you charge for that?
We do, yeah, there's a booth space. I don't remember the final dollar amount. That should have all been handed into Camille on what we brought in from the vendors. But, get some cord covers. I mean, just little things that came up as we knew, some stuff was.
Maybe some additional picnic tables to put underneath the,
Yep. Yeah, we
tent
put
those
those
out in the middle.
We put 3 tents out this year. Next year, we're hoping to have more vendors. If we have some more power, we wouldn't have the tent over the grass. Maybe move it to the west side of the bathrooms. So there'll be some tents right there. But, yeah, that's the biggest thing we had. And then Matt kind of touched on that barn. You guys were in there, it gets hot. Getting those exhaust fans. We had that big fan spinning, but we can just pull the air out on the full fans.
What about water? We still got leaking hydrants that are making a mess.
Yep. Yeah, there's the two north, well, the north one and I think the third one going down. Those and then the cement, the old wash rack, if we're taking that down and that cement pit. If that's on the plan for whatever you
Why,
guys or the
it
county
was the
guys.
most used washer rack at the fair.
That north one's,
The north one.
It's a good thing we left it,
yeah,
but there were reasons for that, and we'll fix those.
Yeah.
So how do we want to go about moving those hydrants over next to the buildings and get a new, because that was our mess. We had that mud hole out there because those
You need
hydrants.
a higher ton, the excavator, to go in there. Wrench them over, put them next to the building and put in new ones.
Let's do that before the ground freezes up.
we just one on each end, or are we gonna go further down?
I would stop them at your building.
No, I mean further west to the building. I'd like to see 2 or 3 across there. I know.
Oh, you mean go
Yeah.
that way?
Yep, if we put one on each corner in the middle, or I mean, we can look at that, get a quote, see what it comes out.
Yeah.
So then people aren't having to
Yeah.
pull water from one end.
Having out each of the posts, maybe.
That was one complaint. They said we used to put tanks out for everybody to drink, all the animals to drink out of. It's been like 8 years since I remember those tanks being out there.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is you get everybody's kid that throws dirt and rocks
Yeah.
and there's a chance a kid falls into it. So I don't wanna put the tanks back out.
I don't think so either.
It might suck, you might have to pack some water to your animal, but it's for 4 days.
And it's not that far.
Yeah, it's not that far. That's what I was thinking, if we got some hydrants down alongside the barn to go into the west,
Mhm.
just so they don't have to go all the way to the east corner to get water.
I'll work with you on that. Okay, we'll do the plan.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Anything else on the fair? It was a fantastic fair.
It was.
I thought it went really well. Thanks for everybody that helped.
Even when
County
we
guys.
got a storm, it was still a fantastic.
Yeah.
No wet quilts.
No, everybody loved that. I think that's just gonna grow now. People have
Yeah.
seen the building they're in. It's watertight. Everybody's seen it this year. I think we're gonna get more entries next year. So, which we did pretty good on displays. We have a few extra. Hopefully we have to cross that bridge later and find more to fit more in there, but we planned ahead enough that we have some extras of each in the barn there.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yep. No problem. It's on the- Okay,
Try to make sure.
next
all
up
ones
is
while we're here.
subdivision approval, planning and zoning update. Randy,
Come on up, bring shot.
Sean,
Who's first on the list? I don't have.
hands.
Andy Peterson.
I do have those on the front screen.
All right, so this is up on Capitol Hill up in Meat Creek. Yeah, going here, so we can see what we're looking at.
Oh, yeah, I got it, but I can't read it.
So here,
You lost? Yeah, I got lost for a minute. All right, so. So the church house is clear up here, so this is going south from the church house up on the other top. And it's this house right here. And this property comes up like this and then goes clear up on Peel. Down that side.
that's that dead end road.
Yeah, yes,
What's the birch tree from?
it's
It's down there.
north of, so.
Right there.
So here's Birch
Oh, so
Grove.
you're coming
Yeah,
back.
going south, right? You go back up the hill south. And it's this little home right here. And it's a bit kind of all that green, but then it goes clear up on the hillside, it's like 400 something acres. Pretty good sized piece of property. So what he's wanting to do is he wants to divide off the house and 20.27 acres. From the rest of the property that goes clear up on the hillside. He's created some different lots separate, so. The house is existing. We're not creating a new building lot, but we are separating it off. So it has had other divisions, therefore you have to do it as a minor petition, so. Pretty straightforward.
Any questions?
Obviously, I got septic stuff.
Yeah, it's all good.
What about irrigation water and
Irrigation water will remain. I think there's a note on the flat. There's an irrigation certificate right there telling you the irrigation route. So. It's cut and right.
I entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the Hans Peterson minor land development.
I'll second that motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Which one's next?
Next is,
Josh Taylor.
Yeah, the septic. Like that. Okay. Mike.
Answer.
Okay. Josh Taylor.
So, where's this one?
Oh, Josh, I mean, Mike Hanson, I think is representing him. Yep. So you. But we have not got a septic. I called him this morning. She said it was gonna try and get it here. So we don't have a septic.
so we're gonna table this one.
They just haven't got the letter yet.
It's been approved. We just don't have the official letter from.
We gotta have the letter, so let's go ahead and table this one.
Okay.
And let's move from Josh to
Little Mountain.
Little Mountain subdivision.
This is down in Fairview. Cut down the road that connects Fairview to Franklin.
Which is, I just know the address. And I can think of it. Go ahead, I'm where it is.
Anyway, so. Yeah, so it's the road that goes across and it's this piece of property here. So there's a home here. This is all Woodward ground, that dairy on this north side of the road, to give you some reference.
That's Womack.
So anyway, so this is the property here that we're talking about. And they are going to divide it into 6 building lots. And they all turn on the county road. We got, Troy's looked at this and we put a notation on there that all driveways gotta be 30 feet off the property line, therefore we keep our spacing between driveways. We don't, or 40, anyway, that's been noted, so we don't have driveway pile up. And Yeah, they got set.
Now, back up to this, explain that again to me, you're doing what with the driveways?
So our road ordinance says that we have to have 75 feet between driveways. If we don't put on the plat where they have to put them, you'll get one guy slap one here and the other one, you don't want to put it 20 feet away from his.
Right.
Then we got problems. So we made them put a note on the plat that they have to be 40 feet from the sides of the property. They can't put it within 40 feet of the plat. That way there will be 75 feet between
Oh,
everything.
I see.
There was no ever talk of 3 shared driveways?
No.
Okay.
There's the lots are over
Not
200.
driveways, but approaches.
Yeah. The lots are all 200 feet plus wide, so to avoid that 75 feet encroachment. So
In our new ordinance, does the 3-to-1 rule still apply?
so what it is, if they're 200 feet or less in width, then the rule applies. So that's why these surveyors like to make them 200 plus, so they don't have to account.
Well, one of them was 198.
No, I don't see.
You're looking at the neighboring property, right? What, 190, I don't listen.
You got 205, 242, 205,
What lot?
205,
There's no one there.
it's lot 3.
It's 205, 205.
205,
It is 205?
205, 205, 205, 243.
Yeah, they're all over 200.
Oh, I'm looking at the back of the property.
You have 30 from the road down. Is it supposed to be 30 or 40?
That's the 30-foot right of way.
That's the-
county right of way. That's a major collector, Fairview.
Okay, scroll.
Instead of 25, that we know.
Scroll just a little bit to the back.
It's already built.
The other way. Okay, well, doesn't that one say 185?
And that's
Yeah,
not
that's the
front,
back.
that's the back lot.
So they get skinnier as they go back.
You look in here. You gotta,
Right.
you gotta add those two numbers.
Those two numbers together? Now you got it. Okay, that works.
Anyway, they're all over, they meet the zoning, they're all
Is there secondary water on the parcel? No. Striding.
dry. Got septic approval for all lots.
Since, and they understand that the wells on these lots will not be used for outside irrigation, right?
And they understand how hard it is to drill.
But just as long as they
That's hard to
understand
do.
that they don't have a law.
Well, that's their business.
That's not mine.
I know that's not you, but I just wanna make sure
Yeah.
they're aware of that, because once you jump over the
There's
5 lot
5 lot
rule,
more.
it becomes a development.
Yep.
And now it's inside use only on a culinary lot.
Yep.
Any other questions? Any questions?
Nope.
I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion that we approve the Little Mountain subdivision as presented.
I second that motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, but I do want her to know that they need to understand those wells are inside only, so. Next on our list is. Almost there, setback variance, Stephen Bishop.
Okay, you've got a copy of his letter.
Robert, he's got my office for her, whatever second. We signed on.
Yep.
He met with planning and zoning on Wednesday night. And planning and zoning denied the setback.
Wasn't handsome enough. Just as an aside, I have a boiler system on my driveways, that you saw. And it works really slick because you can have sensors for moisture and temperature. So there's never any ice accumulation. FYI. It's really slick.
Was he within the price range, do you think, of what it would cost?
Well, I should have actually talked to him first, to Randy first, because I just went with the first guy that gave me a bid. So, yeah, I didn't really shop it, so I spent more money than that, but I didn't shop it, so I'm probably not a good resource for that, for pricing.
Okay, thank you.
So what I remembered, Zan, after the planning committee meeting was that I already have a variance approval for 50 feet
For your home,
for my home, right?
for your home.
Right, and so the only thing I would request is that I don't have to do a breezeway attachment to make it part of my home, that I can just have it without a breezeway. So that's what I'm here to ask. The garage that I had planned was for the east side. So I'm gonna change the shape, just make it, the depth really more, not as deep. But my wonderful developer and agent didn't disclose that there was an underground river at my house. My brother, Guy Harnell. And so in addition to that gift of 60 grand to divert the water under the ground, so I have a basement not flooded every year. I can't now put the garage on the east side of the home because there's a big major conduit that's running, culvert that's running on the east side of the house. So I can't, I guess I could build on top of it, but I don't want to be moving a building. So anyway, that's it. So I want to be able to put it really, I could put it behind my house, but that takes out my view. And really the only place where it would be on the west side, which I have the variance for, but I would then have to attach it with the breezeway to two structures. I'd rather not attach it. So if I get approval to not attach the breezeway, that's what I'm looking for.
Well, okay, the way I see this, you have a variance for a home that's existing.
Correct.
So if you want to put anything else within 80 feet of the center line of that county road, you'll need an additional variance to make that happen. The first variance doesn't cover the second building. It just covers the first building.
What if I attach it to the house and it's part of the house now?
If you attach it to the existing home,
Right.
it may work, but it cannot be any closer than 50 feet to the center line of the road.
Right. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, and the only other thing I'd request is that I can amend, I submitted a little garage plan that was the
Look under
size.
that page. Oh, okay. I think I gave them a copy. There we go. They've got it.
Right,
Which I still think, honestly, for county records, it wouldn't be bad for you to request, I'm adding a garage to my home.
right.
And I'm gonna keep it at the 50 feet so that if sometime down the road,
I'm good with that.
we're not fighting, well, how did the building get out to?
No
Then
problem.
this point.
No problem. But could I get can I get the variance to whether it's the existing one or a new one, could I get it to where I'm not having to put in an attachment to attach the two structures?
Well, it's gotta be hooked to your existing structure.
Right, so I'm asking, can I have a variance so that I don't have to attach it to the existing structure?
Well, we're probably splitting hairs, but that would make it a standalone building and now it needs to be back 8 feet from the center line of the road.
There's a before between the two of them.
So it would need to be attached to the existing structure, in my opinion, but if you guys.
I can put a really beautiful 2x4, I can gold plate it.
Well, again, we're splitting hairs.
Well, I think just for the record, we probably shouldn't make statements like, let's put a 2x4, like we have a building inspector code and all that stuff.
Well, that was-
We probably need to make sure we're following the building code.
That was humor.
I realize that, but we are being recorded. It is part of the
Okay.
record.
All right,
Our
Right.
good clerk is recording stuff, so statements probably ought to be.
If you attach this to your existing home, how close to the Cherryville Lane? Are you gonna be right up to the 50 feet?
yeah, I'll be
You're gonna
right.
be right up to it.
50 feet, yeah, well, I'm on a straightaway, there's no curve in the road, so there's no visibility issues or anything like that.
Right. There's visibility, but there's also future expansion and right of ways and that sort of things we have to consider.
Now, it's technically not a county road right now, but I'm hoping that.
But here's the problem, you start letting the structures crowded.
Well, no, I
And
get
the
it,
day it wants to be a county road, we're gonna say, we don't want it because we don't wanna have to buy that structure. Should we have?
right.
So we're just looking for the future.
Right, no, I'm good
You
with
get
that, yeah, I get it, yeah, no problem.
But if the home's already has a variance, which it does, we looked it up, it has a variance for the 50 feet.
Right,
If you attach the garage to the home, it becomes part of the existing home.
right,
It falls under the 50-foot variance.
perfect, can I get a variance to not have the attachment? that would bring it to the 50 feet.
In my mind, that makes it a detached building. That's a separate structure. And so then it would not have, but that's just my mind. That's my wheel spin.
Right, and I guess part of where I'm approaching this from is I had a non-disclosure from my developer. I have nowhere else to put it.
Well, you
Right.
said you had another spot. You just.
Oh, I could put it right behind my house and
Yeah.
take out the mountain. Yeah, for sure, I could do that, but. Now, who would want to do that? People would look at that and say, that's ridiculous looking. Who would approve that? So I don't want to go that route. So,
I'd say attach it to the house. You're good to go.
okay.
I think that's a pretty good compromise.
Can I get a loan from Robert to attach it?
Can I get a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the setback variance for Stephen Bishop on his
Right.
request to attach a garage to his house.
Moved. Was there a second?
Yeah, just, I guess, just to be very clear that as long as it's an attached garage. That's like we talked about, so I would second the motion
Per building
for
code.
building code. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Vic.
Yeah.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
George.
Another thing that you guys might want to consider are pavers too, that are the concrete up front. You can turn the pavers over after 20 years. And
New, huh?
Yeah, but new, it's brand new. You just turn them, I mean, it's a lot of labor, but anyway, that's just a issue. I'm a paver guy. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks.
I just want a commission. All right, thank you guys.
Okay, next is discuss fees for development of such public hearing.
We're not done yet.
Stay here, Sam. Don't go anywhere.
Let me talk this one.
Yep, cool, that's John.
Okay, we have applications for conditional use permit. Some zones will allow, some things are permitted and some things are permitted as conditional use in our zones. We have developed an application for conditional use. It requires a public hearing. There's notice to neighbors, the whole 9 yards. Same with to rezone. Requires public hearing, so we've got an application for that. You need to set a fee for that. We looked at neighboring counties are anywhere from $500 to $350 or whatever. Our board settled on $200. That would cover the cost of mailing out the notices and the notification in the paper. Because we do have to publish that in the paper. So board thought that that would be reasonable and not exorbitant. So that's what they
Yeah,
said.
when I read it, the first thing that came to my mind was we sold zoning to the county residents. We needed to be zoned. And now we're going back to the county residents and say, and at that meeting, we said, you don't like the zone you're in, you just come in and petition for a different zone and we're gonna get you there. Now we're saying, come in and petition for a different zone, we're gonna take your money and then we're gonna get you there. See, I got a little heartburn with that.
Our only thing is we're just trying not to use taxpayer dollars to pay for it. Which if somebody's requesting it, they can pay at least for the notification is the only purpose of it.
Yeah,
And that's the $200 just
Yeah,
covers the.
it covers the paper and knowing, I mean, it's almost $100 something to put it in the paper anymore.
AD something. And it was like Caribou, I think, is $4.95. Never did find Banks. Is there?
Scared you to death.
And anyways, but that is probably less than all our neighboring counties, but
It's up to you, we're good, or whatever.
you can say 100, you can say whatever. It needs to be done by resolution. Fees need to be set by resolution. It's not part of our development code. So this is just the board's recommendation and then you guys take it from here. You'll have to have a hearing and do a resolution.
Thoughts? Me personally, I think. Kind of what Randy mentioned, if folks are wanting to. Take advantage of, if they want to use our development code to change things, I think they should be responsible for the fees associated with it, and I think $200 seems pretty reasonable. For all the work that goes into. What's required to do that, I would be in favor of a $200 fee for that.
Just as a side note, like the subdivision we talked about today, your minor petitions,
Yeah.
they're $400.
Okay.
The Little Mountain, that was $600 plus 250 per lot. So I mean, this is significantly less than what we currently charge for anything.
And this is just strictly for a zone change.
Zone change and a
And-
conditional use provision.
Two separate applications.
I guess I don't have any heartburn with the conditional use portion of it. It's the zone change portion of it that, you know, for years we said we're not gonna draw lines on a map, and then we drew lines on a map, and now the conditional use, I don't have any heartburn at all with it. I agree with the conditional use fee. It's to change the zone that you're in.
And truthfully, our zoning map will, since it's so brand new, will need to be tweaked a little here and there, just
Sure we
to, just to make things neighbors compliant with neighbors and,
Compatible use.
yeah.
The only zoning requests we have are from developers. That want to take back.
And if that's the case, then I don't have any heartburn.
So
Yeah,
I don't have anybody else want to change their zone.
no.
I'm good with it.
And I would also suggest that when you make a resolution, adopt the fees that we currently have for
Yeah.
minor land development, all the subdivision, all the fees, because I don't think we've ever adopted those by resolution.
So can I ask you to meet with Camille at your convenience prior to the end of September, and let's make sure we
Sure.
get all those.
There's not that many, just minor and standard and so, yeah, I would just suggest that.
So it sounds like we're all in the same page, so we'll be good. We're okay. So do we need to set a public hearing date or do we need to, are
Yeah.
we?
Yes. you
Okay,
would need
so
to
when do you want to set a public hearing date? You two.
We have anything else coming up you want to combine it with?
Well, we do, but how big a hurry are you in?
No,
Okay, well then
Trying to
let's,
take care of space.
let's piggyback it on our
The September.
livestock ordinance. Public hearing. Let's piggyback off of that one. We'll do them at the same
Will
time.
we have to advertise this one with signs or anything like that?
No,
not signs, just in the paper.
Just in the paper.
What day is your livestock on?
we're not 100% yet, but we're hoping it's in
In
September.
the future.
Yeah. It's coming sooner than later. We're already starting to experience the cattle issue we had last year, so. Yeah, if that works,
Okay.
if you guys aren't, if this isn't pressing.
No.
No,
Let's piggyback them together, save a little money.
right now, we're just not charging them anything.
So, okay. Also, in our stack that you gave us, there was the southeast side of Public Hill.
That's the letter for,
That's for Little Mountain.
Yeah. That's a bridge for a
All right.
for Little Mountain, so.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, very good. Anything else for us?
Not unless you need me. We're good.
Thank you.
Changes to development. You could cut off, right?
I guess.
You did good, thank you.
Thanks for getting that on. No problem.
What are we gonna do with, next on our list is,
Thank you.
Saxton, taxes. And I don't see Mr. Saxton here, so we'll table that one.
You really need to do that.
Well, I mean, just to give him the benefit of the doubt, I was gonna table it, but I mean, it's on our agenda. We could take action, Mr. Pearson, I believe. Do you guys wanna tackle it now?
I mean, you heard what he had to say last time.
Yeah. He basically, he's just coming in to say, can you refund some, all, a portion, whatever? Can you apply it to, next year's taxes? Because the question at hand was, did he receive his tax notice or did he not receive his tax notice? And so we did some homework. We don't know whether he received that tax notice or not.
Assessment notice.
Assessment notice.
But it was sent out.
But it was sent out. He did, however, receive the tax bill. And I feel like that was the time that he probably should have came and said, whoa, wait a minute, hang on. Now the money's not expended, and that's when we would use our special fund to say, okay, yeah, there is a mistake here. So I'm more inclined to deny the request to have the taxes refunded or applied to future years. But I want to hear what you two have to say about it.
We have the actual total.
200 and something.
If we get it, the difference would be $237.
$223.70.
223.7.
Everyone can tell you they didn't receive their notices, so it's kind of the taxpayer's responsibility to make sure that market value is fair in their eyes, and I get it that he didn't get it. He waited till December, he went and talked to Chris, and then Chris said, we will fix it going forward. But he didn't want to go back and fix the 25s, because that was a done deal.
There was no
BOE
error.
Yeah, BOE is June 1st to that fourth Monday.
And we have a vehicle to solve some of these problems, but not a year and a half down the road. That vehicle's put in place to solve that problem in December. Should the BOE not have caught it prior to that? And so, to me, I'm thinking we went too far down the road.
We also have, yeah,
But you two need to weigh in.
What did we? I guess we need to go back to the minutes. Did we lead him to believe that was gonna give it to him when he was here?
No,
We didn't? Okay.
So we were doing some
we
homework.
just told him that it could be, I mean, I gave him
Okay.
the information, it could be.
I wasn't sure where that conversation ended. So I'm with Robert then, that if it had been addressed at the proper time, we could have solved it, but 18 months down the road.
yeah, I think it opens up a can of worms for the entire
For
town.
happening again.
Yeah, yeah, we have a system in place and it needs to be used at the right
Timely.
time, and if not, then I feel like that ship has sailed.
So I guess what I'm gonna ask for is a motion. I didn't request or approve the request.
I'll make the motion that we deny the request from Mr. Saxon to refund 2025 taxes.
I second that motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next on the list is a variance for Devin Migliori. Please state your name for the record.
Yeah, it's Devin Migliori.
Welcome.
So, I guess, last year about this time, I came to and requested a variance request. And it was denied, unanimously. It was approved by planning and zoning unanimously, and over the last year, we're still trying to pursue some sort of option for a mother-in-law dwelling. As my mother-in-law's aging and can't, take care of her property, so we're trying to figure out a solution for that. In discussion, I've had Zan come over to take a look at the property, just to, look as we ask for reconsideration of that denial, to actually put feet on the ground to see what we're working with. And I don't want to speak for Zan, but I believe we found favorable circumstances
Yeah,
to, issuing that request of variance, so we can put the property at 65-foot setback off center of the road. So that's here again, asking for a reconsideration.
Okay, so my understanding was we were gonna get to 70 or 75 feet.
70 65 would make things a lot easier to keep it off the back of the hill. 70, at 70 feet, the building is approximately 35 feet deep. That gives us, 70 feet gives us about a 15-foot flat spot before it starts to roll off the hill. So, 70 would be, we could make it work. 65 would obviously be better, but.
My question, I guess, might be for Troy in terms of those setbacks and when we come in and expand roads and things like that. Do you have any precedents for us doing this recently? And how much of that right away did we take to expand a road? Do you have, put you on the spot, Troy, sorry?
Not sure I'm exactly following what you're trying to say.
So let Troy's behind you there, is he?
So I don't know what road we're talking about.
Maple Creek Road, 4317. You met me out there last year. What we talked about.
Just in general, though, like if we were to go in and expand a road, and we have 80 feet, right, is what we request for setback. Why do we request 80 feet?
You
So
have to
to put a
direct
good
them.
cross section in,
Might close enough
Just
for
at
you.
the top of Dilly still,
Yeah.
all right, I remember you. So
The mayor's.
that right there, that road does need to be improved. And, to get a proper cross section in 60 feet with our cross section is for the most part not possible. So, that road right there has a 50-foot, right of way. To improve that road, we would have to improve it properly, we would have to buy property. And then that puts us farther out to where, I mean, a proper cross section would be 70-foot wide right away plus. And that's a cut fill. Is that a cut fill right there? Or is the cut fill below you? I think that's level up there.
It is level up there, yes.
So it's not a cut and fill, but anyway. It is important when you go to widen roads to have the width there, so we don't have to
So the question, Troy,
buy homes.
is you're saying we need you're saying we would need an 80-foot right of way. If we hold him 80 feet from the center line of the road, you got 160-foot right of way. Cause we're taking it off of his side, the permanent structure back 80 feet. That's why we have the 80-foot setback. I'm not gonna, I'm probably not gonna die on the hill of if you can get to 70 feet. I don't think we got a problem, but just every foot we crowd closer to that road, at some point Maple Creek Road's gonna need an improvement. And we gotta have all the space we can without a permanent structure in our way. Now, when we're done rebuilding the road, fences can be put back in and they might get put in at 30 feet from the center line of the road, which is no big deal, but you get homes and outbuildings and all that other stuff. And now it's our checkbook coming out to say, it's the taxpayers' checkbook coming out to say, we're gonna buy those homes so we can expand this road. So I guess my recommendation is, I know where Zan's at, but I'm saying if we can get to the 70 feet, I think we can make something happen, but I'm just not comfortable under that measurement.
Right, understand. I mean, understand, the issue with the road, it definitely needs to be addressed, there's a lot of.
Yeah,
And we'd have to buy every house coming to you, up the canyon, everyone from Rolliston's Corner to your place is everywhere from 30 to 50 feet.
Right. So I could make 70 feet work. I mean, that really, squeezes this for what we'd like to accomplish, but I could make that work.
And the first time that you came in, and I was one of those that didn't approve it because I didn't know the layout of I mean, I've been by your lot hundreds of times. But as we walked around it and talked about it, that it's not always gonna be your mother-in-law's suite. You're gonna have renters in that at some point.
Right.
And you don't want them in your front yard. You don't want them on the side of your house. And I think it's a good plan, and I think 70 feet is adequate to get her done.
Yeah, you want to put that in the form of a motion unless you've got something else to add, Zach?
I don't.
I'll make a motion that we approve the variance for Devin Migliori at 70 feet from the center line of the road that he can build his structure.
Been moved, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, hold her back at 70
Thank you,
feet.
gentlemen.
I got us there, you didn't think of it. A lot of business at the bottom. So we are right at the prescribed hour, so we're gonna go into our fiscal year 2027 budget hearing. We're gonna wait for Camille to come back. See if she's got some signatures for those that want to testify.
That was the county budget, that was the updating.
So, but we gotta do these one at a time, correct?
Correct, one's at.
Okay,
and
so
one's
the
at
first one
10.
we're gonna start is the county budget. Fiscal year 2027 budget. So can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing for the fiscal year 2027 county budget.
I second that motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we all know what these are about. We have sign up sheets. I'm gonna give Camille just a few minutes to recap the budget. And then we'll open it up for comments.
Do you have any questions first? I'll ask you three, just to
I
get
I
started.
went
but-
through them quite heavily last night and I did not have any questions.
All right, so I feel good about what's been proposed. It will still keep the county fiscally sound as we are now. I do want to give a shout out to our elected officials and department heads for not asking for the moon. And that we were able to still provide the county services and keep things rolling and fiscally sound in the county.
So maybe I could ask you just another question. The county budget as a whole is 18 million and what?
Yes. Just a moment, I can tell you that. Because it's on this board. I have too many numbers in my head. It's $18,521,840.
And of that budget of 18 million, how much of it is taxpayer dollars?
$5,981,532.
Compared to last year was,
Last year's budget was $19,813,927. The taxes for last year was $5,878,987.
so roughly about $100,000 increase to the taxpayer on a close to a
Yes.
$19 million budget.
Correct.
Answers those questions. I'm gonna open it up for comment. There's only one that signed up. I don't even know if he wants to comment, but Mayor Keller has signed up. Do you have any comments, Mr. Keller?
You want me to come up, Commissioner?
Sure. State your name for the record.
Dan Keller, Preston. I feel like, I wrote on the neutral side. I don't have any problem with the budget. The main reason I wanted to speak publicly briefly is, we need to give credit where credit is due. You guys have done such a good job over at the fairgrounds and the rodeo grounds. People constantly talk to me and the city council that thinks we've done a great job. You're making us look good. And I'm not being facetious, that's a fact. Based upon the resources that you guys have had and the resources that you put in the budget, our fairgrounds and community center is top of the line. It's something that we needed for a long time. You've done it within budget. We appreciate it. You make the town look good. You make our county look good. And I feel like the citizens need to know this is you three county commissioners as well as the two county commissioners that came before you. And it looks great. The fair was fantastic. The rodeo stretches us thin. Law enforcement wise, and you're aware of that, and the sheriff is aware of that, and that's an issue for another time, for another situation. But as far as budgeting goes, thank you, good job. You deserve all the accolades that we can give you, and it's good working with you guys. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a team effort and
if I
Providence
can-
City is part of that. Go ahead.
Can I say anything on top of that? I'm glad you mentioned the previous commissioners because Zach and I come in on a pretty done deal on a lot of this. And so accolades,
No, a started deal. You guys finished it.
well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Are there anyone else that would like to comment on the county budget? Any written testimony?
None.
No written testimony. Ask one more time, any comments, neutral, opposed, or in favor? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I make a motion to close the public hearing on the fiscal year 2027 county budget.
Second,
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we'll turn right around, and if I can get a motion, let's open the public hearing on the abatement budget.
I'll make the motion that we open the public hearing for the fiscal year 2027 abatement budget.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Once again, I'm gonna turn it over to Camille for,
Want me to go, are they out there?
no, the record.
No,
Oh.
they're right there. I'm just finishing up
Oh, you.
My notes.
Except all of us.
so that I can remember the motions. This has the abatement board presented this fiscal year to the commissioners. Again, it keeps their fund very sound, very fiscally sound. If you want to know the beginning, last year's budget was 294,381. This year, they're asking for $357,012. And they're asking for the additional increase for a truck for the spraying of the mosquito abatement.
Mosquito abatement.
The proposed taxes last year was 290,352. This year's 308,493. They are going to be using some of their carryover funds from previous years in the amount of $45,019 to help pay for that truck. And they're hoping for a grant.
Okay, there's the nitty gritty. No one has signed up to testify on this, but I'm gonna ask. Does anybody want to testify on the abatement budget? One more time. Does anybody want to testify? Camille, are there any written
None.
comments?
No.
I might just add that, how impressed I am with the abatement board. You know, these guys could blow this thing up to where it was ridiculous, and they're really frugal with the taxpayer dollars. They take what they need to keep the mosquitoes at bay, and they just do a good job, and they're easy to work with, and they don't waste money. So I just want to say kudos to the abatement board, because I think they run a tight ship over there. They don't waste any money. So with that, no more comment. I'd entertain a motion to close the abatement budget hearing.
I make motion that we close the public hearing for the fiscal year 2027 abatement.
I'll second that motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Those are the only two actions I need to take on those, right? And I'm glad the mayor is here. We have two mayors here. I'm glad Mayor Keller is here in particular.
We got 3 minutes.
Because we have three.
Yeah.
They're trying to love one of
We
them.
got a lot of hats.
Got lots of mayors here, but we're gonna talk about the airport master plan resolution. I'm gonna turn it to Zach. Mayor, this is really for Preston City and Franklin. Thank you.
So just as far as background goes, with our airport, with the FAA, there's a lot of requirements that come with the grants that we get from the FAA. One of them is to have a master plan, which really it gives us kind of a near-term focus for improvements and things that need to change out there, a midterm and a long term. And so over the last 2 years since I've been sitting in the seat, we've had several meetings, several public I guess comment opportunities. We've had Adura, who's our engineering firm. They're the one who kind of developed this master plan for us, but it's been years in the making now. And so now they've presented this plan for us that we need to approve. It doesn't tie us to anything necessarily that's in the plan. Like nothing that's in the plan has to be done, but it gives the FAA an idea of it meets their requirements to make sure we keep getting funded from them. So that we can keep our airport open, really.
I think that's the key phrase in there. With this plan, it keeps the FAA funding coming to our local airport. And it allows us to be eligible for grants.
Exactly.
To make improvements of the airport, but it's no money off of anybody's back. It's a master plan of the airport.
Right, and again, there's everything that's listed here are possibilities. And if we go down the road where we do want to do these things, you know, there's more steps involved, but these are just, once they're on once they're on the master plan, then they are eligible for that FAA funding. And so just to give you guys an idea of some of the, so there's short term, middle term, and long term. Short term, there's a proposal to shorten our cross runway to basically bring it within the area of the airport. The way it is right now, it actually, in the safety zone, it extends out a little bit.
On the
Or was that northwest side? On the west side.
West side.
There's a proposal to expand the apron where the airplanes park. Basically, and that it's kind of in rough shape right now. It's in really bad shape. It needs to be done, but expanding it so we can have more tie downs, and have a parallel runway that runs the entire length of the runway.
That's the taxi back.
Exactly. So right now, as it stands, people land and they have to taxi back on the runway to get back to the parking area. There's a proposal to expand that, have a parallel taxiway so that there's more safety and more.
Is there room for that too?
There is.
Plenty
Yeah.
of room for that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Would that be on the industrial park side of the runway or on the
It would be on the west
west
side.
side?
West side, yep. A wildlife fence around the entire airport to keep deer and coyotes and other cattle. I mean, all those kind of things that could be bad for an airplane. Those are kind of an idea of the short term. The middle term are expanding the parallel runway even further, relocating the fuel, we call it fuel farm.
Tanks.
Yeah, the tanks, and so there's better storage, and then a taxiway turnaround. Again, it's in phases, so the first taxiway is kind of down where it is right now, improving that. The second one would be going about a third of the way, extending it another third of the way, and then the long term would be an entire taxiway expansion, so that's the long term one. And then the other long term is those, plus on the northeast side, there's a farmer's field there right now. I'm not sure who owns it, but the idea would be to expand the airport footprint out into that northeast side and give us places to build more hangars. There's a need right now, an incredible need. A lot of people want to buy hangars, and we're basically out of space right there, right now where we're
On the
at.
west side.
On the west side, until we do some more of these things. So expanding kind of the northeast, but also to the southwest, with that parallel runway expansion and moving some things around that way. Acquiring land is one of those things to help that. So those are kind of the short term, middle term, long term. It's really nothing's, I don't think is super extravagant or crazy. It's just kind of making it a little more useful. And there's costs associated with it if you guys are interested, but I mean, like to acquire land, they've got about $1.5 million there. In order to, and the parallel taxiway phase is about $1 million as well.
And these are all things that are on the master plan. It doesn't mean they have to be done.
Correct, yep, like I was saying, nothing has to be done and nothing
But
ties
to
us to
get
it.
FAA money and grant money, they got.
It has to be on.
Has to be on the master
Yeah.
plan. So I'm gonna ask the mayor, do you have any questions?
Well, no, I do have an observation since I've been a part of the council. First of all, the airport is never gonna get a grant unless this master plan is updated, number one. But number two, for some reason, whatever the airport applies for, they are awarded the grant.
Seems like it.
And of course, we're stuck with the 10%.
Mhm.
And we budget money every year, just like you guys do. We pay 5, you pay 5 or whatever. So thanks for keeping that going because the airport's getting busier and busier.
It is.
I'm shocked that, I'm gonna use the word shocked, Utah State uses that airport a lot. I would like to get them to,
Participate a little in
in the local economy, if you will, correct. Yeah.
A lot of these improvements that are proposed are a result of that use from Utah State and the increased traffic and the need for safety and things like that to clear them from the runway faster and that sort of thing.
Well, and I think that's one of the reasons we get the grants approved too.
Yeah.
So, but good job, Commissioner. Hopefully we'll approve that tonight.
Well, I would entertain a motion to sign the airport master plan resolution or approve it. Go ahead.
I make a motion that we approve the airport master plan resolution number 2026-8-24.
I would second that motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next on the agenda is Cover River Road intersection discussion.
Yeah.
With, Highway 91, Mr. Bowles, you wanna? I wish we could put this on the screen so that everybody can see what we're
Could you just hold it up to
talking
the,
about.
here it up to the camera?
Can you hold it up to the camera?
You can hold it up to the camera.
Would it work?
I don't know, let's see.
I
I can.
Well, if you're talking. Hello?
oh, there we go.
I can't see which way I'm going.
Right
That
there.
way, right there.
This, aside from people asking me, when am I gonna get my road paved?
Uh-huh.
This is the number 2 question I got, and I got it a lot during the rodeo time because of the intersection here coming off Cover River Road. You get a car that's wanting to go south and it's parked there and you got all of Utah headed to the rodeo. And there are 5 or 6 cars are backed up behind, waiting for the guy to go south so they can go north. And it just turns in, and so I've had several citizens talk to me during that period of time. And a lot of evenings at 4:30 to 5:30, it gets a little congested there for people trying to get off Cub River Road. And so this is just a real somebody.
Rough skid.
Yeah, a rough sketch, that's the word I was looking for, thanks, Robert. A rough sketch of what we could do there, to put a turning lane in. So that we can, people headed towards the north can drive up and get in the turning lane and continue on. And the other one is a turning lane coming from the south, and that's not as big a deal as the turning lane going north, but we're just looking for recommendations on who we get a hold of. Troy's already told me he's got a person that I need to get in contact with. We've actually talked to him about this at the last meeting we had, and so we'll pursue this a little more in the future here as we go forward.
So,
Troy.
so this was, if I could just add to this, this was brought up when they're talking about the Highway 91 corridor. We talked about extending the turning lane. Now we're thinking an accelerator lane and another turning lane. So I don't know if this has to wait for that 91 corridor improvement, or if this is something the state can jump on. Go ahead, Troy.
To add, when you're coming off of Cub River and you're looking south or north, the highway is not straight either
Yeah.
way, and so you can't tell what lanes those cars are in coming. And I was down there the other day, and that intersection and the John Palmer intersection, which is the next one north,
John Palmer's a doozy.
it's not good. So I think you're onto it, and I'll help you whatever way
Yeah.
I can.
You know, I've lived up there going on 20 years now, and coming back in the dark, in a rainstorm, coming from the south. You're looking at hunting for that intersection. And it's hard to find, with no lighting or anything.
Even living up there. Huh?
Yeah, even
Yeah,
20 years of
yeah.
experience, and I've had people that's lived there longer than me tell me the same thing. Now, coming from the north, you come around John Palmer's corner, you're coming to the intersection, so that's not as hard. But I think it was you or somebody brought up the short turning lane that we have there, 2 cars in that,
And then it's full.
and it's full. So that whole intersection needs to be redesigned and re-engineered, and there's a power pole right on the corner, right where the turning lane needs to be, so that's gonna take some work too. Cause I don't think we want a power pole in the turning lane. So,
Well, the important part is it's gonna take IDT's partnership in this
Yeah.
because we're fooling in their right of way.
yeah,
I mean, we can get all the turning lanes we want on Cub River Road, but once we hit 91, now we're in their right of way and they're gonna have to be our partner to make it.
yeah, so we'll pursue that together. Is my plan.
Any other discussion on Cub River Road? Next on the agenda is set the employee appreciation dinner date. That's usually done the first part of September. Jana, can you come up, please? Thanks, Mayor, for coming.
We're hoping to change it to the last part of September.
Yeah, because the first part's here.
First part's
The
here.
first part's about here.
I'm having hip surgery on September 4th, so I'll be out of commission for a couple of weeks.
and then Sharon's gone, so it usually falls to,
Yeah, Sharon's going on a cruise to Alaska.
Well, for crying out loud.
so that's why we were hoping for the end.
We're gone that last full week of September.
Oh, yeah, you got an IEC.
IAC.
But there's also
21st.
the Monday after that.
Do we want to shoot for Monday, the 28th? So last Monday in September, or do you want to move to the first Monday in October, which is the 5th?
Either one.
Can we just leave it in you guys' capable hands and in 2 weeks you tell us when the date is?
Well, Vic volunteered last year to do, Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, it worked pretty good.
I don't know how you beat it.
It was
That was
really
excellent.
Only complaint we had is it could have been hotter, but we didn't start right at 6. I mean, I think they were there and ready to go at 6. And I think
We'll start on time this year.
So.
They were a
Not your-
little late because of
Or
construction.
tell them to be there at 6:15 and let people lull around for 15 minutes. Because they were there, not on their fault, but it maybe got a little cold.
I thought it was fantastic.
I come in with low expectations and it far exceeded them.
It was very good.
It was good.
And then, of course, you guys will bump a little bit of funding in. We're gonna turn in our reward points.
We
And
just approved the budget. We didn't have it in it.
I think there was a little bit there for interest.
This is still this year's budget. If we do this on September 28th,
I think we're open. Pick the day. Let's go Monday, September 28th or Monday, October 5. And let's just announce it in 2 weeks and
let's do September.
maybe with the help of
Just have
Vic,
it
you
done.
guys can put together the same thing we did last year.
Everybody was okay with that then?
Yeah.
And I don't care if we do it at the event center or the Robinson building, but one or the other.
Do we wanna try the new event center? So it's,
Cody and
Bigger, better?
Lana, are you guys okay if we use that building for the employee
Community
appreciation dinner?
it's all fun.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, we'll figure it out, one or the other.
It'd be nice to have it there.
Well, it's more room. You get that many bodies in the Robinson building and that's pretty tight. You can't move around and visit.
Can you put us down
We can
on
show-
September 28th?
Anybody that have that big
We'll
flag.
come over and set things up.
Not in top.
Thanks. Let's just do it September 28th and we'll get
September
So
28th.
it'll be September 28th at the event center. Mingle from 6 to 6:15. We'll eat at 6:15.
Yeah.
So we'll tell everybody it starts at 6. They'll be there by 6:15. We'll eat. Okay. Perfect. Next on the agenda is State of Idaho sub-grant for the Ambulance Association.
Right? Is that you, Camille?
Yes. Hannah dropped this off and we just need to approve it. I believe it was for
It's for a
something to be,
CPR machine.
yeah.
Oh,
put
yeah.
into the, one of the ambulances.
It's yeah, it's for I think a CPR machine.
Okay.
So we just need to have a motion to apply for it.
And so I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we apply for the state of Idaho sub-grant number 10042 for the Ambulance Association for the CPR machine.
I second that motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Four County Commissioner meeting. Remember, guys, that's coming right up.
Is there any chance we could move that? Or is that set in stone? I'm gonna be out of town that day probably.
Here's the problem is that, remember last time I tried to move one, they all,
Okay, well then,
you're not here on the 9th?
yeah,
Are you here on the 9th?
no, yeah, it'll work. It'll be all right.
That's here too, right?
She sent the request out to the other counties
So
already
let's do it.
And the legislators too.
and the legislators, so.
Okay.
Let's plan on the 9th. We'll hold it at the event center.
I covered for you guys last time.
Yeah, you did. Neither one of us.
Yes. I'll ask for a favor.
And
I guess.
Camille's already put the lunch menu together, so. Just remember, if there's anything we want on that agenda, we need to get it to what?
I haven't done the lunch menu. I gave you options.
Don't give me options.
I haven't decided that. I don't want to.
Hate smorgasbords.
Yeah, anything we want on there, we need, because we will won't meet, when we meet again before, we won't meet again before that meeting. So our next meeting would be that meeting. So anything that comes to mind, let's sure we get that meal. And then last on our agenda is Hurt District. Go ahead, Zach.
Let's see. So we still need to, we basically need to set our date. We kind of Rolexed it 2 weeks. Based on just some short notice timing, trying to get it to the newspaper and things like that. The question though is, so we've got a herd district hearing that we talked about, and we have a livestock ordinance. And I'm not sure that we need to have a herd district hearing. I know we need to have the livestock ordinance hearing. I think there's some more, I don't know, I talked to Vic a little bit last week. Based on what we've done so far and what we are either not doing or might be doing in the future, there might not be a need for an actual herd district hearing again, because we're not changing anything or doing anything different than what we've already proposed and talked about back in April. What we know for a fact though is our livestock ordinance that we're proposing is going to change, and so we do need to have a hearing for that. So I guess I wanted to get you guys' opinion on that, and well, from, I guess, just to reiterate what Vic and I had talked about last week, was in looking at the state statute and what we've done so far. I don't think that we kind of thought that we might not need another herd district hearing. Is that?
I think it's up to you whether you want to have one or not. We already have had a hearing on that particular issue. Just depends if you want to have another one, given the fact that it's been several months. So that's more of a commissioner decision in terms of how you want to proceed in terms of that in that regard. Thanks.
I didn't realize that.
I agree with Zach. We had a public hearing. I think we have the information before us to make that decision, whether we dissolve or we don't dissolve. But I also understand what Mr. Pearson's saying about that, that was 4 months ago. And maybe, and I don't know, maybe you have another hearing that's not near as long as the last one, just saying, this is what, I don't know. I need to think about that one. Cause I honestly, I don't think we need another one. It would just be out of courtesy that we have another one.
We had good participation at that.
Oh,
one. We had a great turnout.
Full and they were upstairs.
A lot of the folks that I talked to said they're not coming to another one because they've already, they've said their piece, or they've heard what's been said. I don't know if you've had any.
I've had less interest generated over this one too, as we talked about it, and I'm kind of thinking that there was going to be very low attendance if we have another one, because we've had one.
Yeah.
But then I did take a phone call last week. Oh man,
Yeah, we're starting to get, it's that time of year where cows are starting to get out and run around, so it's.
I know some over on the west side that. Anyway, I'm open either way. I don't know if we need one. Happy to have one. If we do, it'll just kind of be a quick information. This is where we left it. Nothing's really changed.
if we err, we ought to err on being more open and having another one, probably, if anything. Just out of courtesy.
It's true.
Okay, well, so then, right now, we're in kind of a hold mode until I can get a finish date on the livestock ordinance, because I want to do them both at the same time.
Yeah.
So
That's a natural fit.
so that we can have them at the weekend, think about it, or the week, or whatever it takes, and make our decision.
And who's writing this livestock ordinance?
Mr. Fuller,
Mr. Fuller.
Steve,
Then Sheriff Stoker start one.
he's got Sheriff Stoker's notes, and he has Benwell's ordinance. And he's close to, let me rephrase that, he's working on it. But his thought was, before we ever go out to the public with it, it goes to the AG to make sure all's water.
Okay, no, so we're a ways off then.
So I think we're 3-4 weeks off. Best case scenario,
Best case, yeah.
best case scenario. So we're talking end of September, probably first week of October for a public hearing. And then make arrangements from there.
You won't get an opinion from the Attorney General, so that's not time.
Well, I was hoping we could pull some strings. Between you and Mr. Harris and some others, maybe we could pull some strings. Cause he told me the same thing you just told me. And I said, now let's pull some strings, see what we do. Maybe we can. You're looking at me like we ain't. So,
This isn't Attorney General Watson.
got it.
I mean, in some ways, I'd almost like to treat them as separate. And make a decision on the herd districts sooner rather than later. And knowing that the livestock ordinance is taking a little bit more time.
I'm fine with that. That doesn't hurt my
I
feelings.
don't have any heartburn over that.
No, that doesn't bother me.
Maybe separate them simplifies it a little bit too.
Maybe, I mean, it does require
But it requires advertising twice.
yeah. If we're gonna do another hearing for the herd district.
I'm gonna ask you a question, dissolving or not dissolving herd districts
Mhm.
sooner than later, what does that mean us?
If nothing else, we do something with it and not keep kicking it down the road. I mean, again, we're not kicking it that far, but it just to get something done with it. With the herd districts. In the meantime, so I guess hypothetically, if we were to make a decision on herd districts and decide to dissolve them as they are now and have no herd districts in the county. For our law enforcement and things like that, if they have livestock issues. They basically, I think it would resolve back to state law, open range and fence laws. Which is, and I don't know, I'm not an attorney, but would you? If we didn't have any herd districts anymore in the county,
It reverts to open range.
reverts to open range and state fence law.
That's
applies
like
as well.
fence law, and open range is fence out, herd district is half and half.
Which
So-
no functioning.
Right, that's
As
the problem,
is.
nothing
I don't
functions.
think functioning.
But if you're bordering a herd district, then you dissolve the herd district. And now it reverts back to open range. Now, you can say, well, I don't want your cattle on my place, so now I gotta fence them out, but the neighbor doesn't, but the guy with the cattle doesn't have to keep fencing. You can just let them come around the back door back in. Because open range, it's only should you choose to enclose, until we get this ordinance, this livestock ordinance. With the fencing in it. But the herd
fencing-
districts aren't functioning right now.
That's my argument.
Bottom line.
They're not,
really-
they're not
That's
functioning
the
anyway.
bottom line of the.
And honestly, if they did function. They're not a bad thing for certain locations, but they gotta function. And so maybe the thing to do is dissolve them. You want it, come back and let's get it reset up as a herd district. Get the rules out on the table and say, you want a herd district? This is what it requires.
And, and a fence doesn't go up overnight either.
No.
So whether the livestock ordinance is in place or not, it's gonna take time for that. I would just personally, I'd like to keep moving on the herd district while we're waiting on the other, but
Okay. So let's set a public hearing. Let's do one.
is that,
Is that okay, Camille? What would be the soonest we could do it?
I need to count.
Probably the week we're in Boise.
So, the earliest we could publish would be September 2nd. So then if you count 15 days for that one, so on.
It's the week we're in Boise.
13, 14, 15.
Or could we do it on
So you-
Friday the 18th?
Could do it Friday, the 18th. And then you're going to be having people complain football games.
Yeah, you are, for sure. There's no question about it.
But
the 25th? It's still Friday, I guess. Well, so we need 2 weeks. So if we did it on the second, we could have it on the 16th, right?
Can't,
We can't.
gotta count 15 days.
15 days from the second.
How's that week?
And you have to start counting the day after,
The day after, not,
and then you have to give yourself an extra
maybe we
day.
just wait till the end of maybe the 30th of September.
28, 29, 30, anyone, not.
Yeah, not
29,
gonna do
Let's go 29 or 30. Oh, it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's go Wednesday the 30th
For the hearing,
for the hearing on.
to dissolve her district.
And then that would allow us to make the decision at our October 12th meeting.
Good with that.
Works for me. Are you okay, Camille?
Yep, that'll work.
What time?
6:30,
6:30.
6 o'clock?
It's up to you.
6:30. Let's go 6:30. Georgetown.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, there's no executive session today, so we've made it all the way through our agenda. Almost. Janet has a comment.
We didn't mention on who's going to contact Mr. Saxon, Matthew Saxon, to make a motion, Chris Barton.
Yeah, I guess I just assumed Chris would, but I can contact Chris and have him get on. Yeah. that'd be fine.
You know, and educating me, you know, assessment notice, DOE is.
Yeah, and we still have the important thing is we still have a vehicle, should you miss BOE, that we can still help you, but not a year and a half later.
No, and our fund was for our air, our part,
Ours,
and
yeah.
it really was not our air.
Got it.
Unfortunate, but yeah.
All right, with that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to be adjourned, I mean.
I second the motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
We are.
You got signatures?
Let's find out.
What do you want me to do to help?
Let me contact Woodward and start that ball rolling, then we'll go. See what we. There.
Cause I can, just on those ITD.
The hearing will
He
be
sent me
on
Woodward's
30.
phone number, so.
And they'll make the decision.
Camille?
Yes.
Wood, yeah, not Woodward.
Yeah, he's.
Used to